you save and save and save and invest and invest and invest. You keep working. Eventually, you'll run out. You'll burn out. Dadating yung time, probably you're already super old. Saka mo pa lang. Kasi we have to remove the mindset na kung kailan nag-retire ka, saka ka lang gagastos. Saka ka lang mag-enjoy. No, that's wrong. You can enjoy right now, but you have to enjoy responsibly. So, you have to make sure na yun nga, your money, you still have to spend it on things that will make you happy. All right, welcome back to In Full Context. And this week
Yung pinakaabangan,
is the
nating
week.
dalawa. Hindi lang listeners, pero nating dalawa.
Yes, tayo ang excited dito. Welcome to the Budol episode where we talk about the stuff that we bought because we need them and the ones that
We told ourselves we need.
yan.
Basically, how we justified sa sarili namin na kailangan namin ng mga bagay na ito.
Yes.
Maybe because of the working from home setup na you're by yourself, wala kang maisip, nanonood ka ng YouTube, desk setup, tapos interesting, importante yun and then andun ka na sa rabbit hole na review ka ng review pa ulit-ulit. Kailangan ko talaga to Kahit na one time mo lang siya gagamitin for probably 1 week, kailangan ko yan parang ang laking productivity boost yung mga ibibigay sa akin yan yung mga investment to.
Yes.
Yan. Diba? Before we started, I just said, diba kanina, parang we know na it's a typical, kumbaga, stereotype na ladies or women normally are the ones into retail therapy kasi they go to the mall, they go shopping, they buy ng kung anong whatever things, bags, shoes, or whatever. But, equally, I guess, is the fact that yung guys kapag ka bumibili ng mga bagay, somehow, sometimes, a little bit more expensive because they're tech or kung ano man, and we have our own kumbaga retail therapy addiction, online retail therapy addiction, I must say. But I'm sure the reason we're excited is because we will share products that we bought. I think in the last year we did a Budol episode.
We did.
Too. We shared some of our purchases, but since then it's been a year. Syempre, things has changed. Marami na naman tayong bagong nabudol sa sarili natin. Some obviously are needed. Some I don't know. So let's see. Tingnan natin. But we will link everything that we are going to talk about. Facebook page and also in the description here in Spotify. Obviously, you know how that works. Affiliate marketing. If you are somewhat nabudol din namin when we explain these things, feel free. Bibilin mo naman na, feel free. Wala naman yung extra cost to you. It's just going to support the channel. Yeah. So that's going to be the reason why. Bakit ba out of nowhere nagbubudol episode pa mga to? Kasi kailangan nating bumili ng mga additional budols.
Exactly. Kailangan natin ng pandagdag sa ating budol pile.
Ayan. As if konting-konti. So how do you want to get started dito?
I guess we should start with the stuff that we bought that we actually needed. So, parang we move to mula sa pinaka-importante sa hanggang makarating tayo dun sa mga importante sa isip natin.
Paano nga ba yun? Halos lahat ito importante para sa akin eh.
Oo nga, parang na-convince ko na kasi yung sarili ko na importante ito lang. I guess I can start. I'm not sure if this was included in last year's Budol episode, but this thing that I'm speaking into, if I'm not mistaken, parang last time yata I still had the Mauno mic na
wala pa yan.
I got a Shure MV7 mic. So it's not the same as the ones na nakikita natin dun sa mga usual podcast. Pero it does look a lot like it, no?
Yes.
And that's because it has the same pop filter, yung medyo mahaba, and you might hear it. And of
Ka
course,
napo-focus kasi nung ano eh, na nabablur nung virtual background mo. Yan, come closer.
yeah, I can share this using my
Ayan.
Droid cam. Yeah.
Which by the way, you paid for too.
Yeah, I paid 250 pesos for this. 240 pesos. So this is the Shure mic, and I also got a boom arm for it. Of course.
Ay, 250 yung Droid cam, hindi yung mic ah. So just to be clear. Yan.
Linawin lang natin mga kaibigan. So, ayan, this is the mic. It has monitors. Kung nagsasalita ako, it detects it and whatnot. And of course, I credit this to the improvement in my sound quality. Ayan nga siya. And yung boom mic niya. Boom mic tuloy. Yung kanyang
Boom arm, which
boom arm.
purchased separately.
Yes, I think this was 1,000 pesos. And then the mic is quite expensive. I don't exactly remember how much. But I think it was around 13, 14. I think. So, that was one of the biggest gear that I bought. Kasi a lot of the things that a lot of the expensive things that I bought, I think I already showed in the last Budol episode. Kasi
Yes.
almost my entire audio gear I bought during that time period. I think you also briefly saw I have studio headphones and whatnot. But yeah, this is one thing that I'm really proud of. I love this microphone. It's not the same as the SM7B, but the benefit of this, ito na, ang Budol episode.
Pero bakit mo ba siya kailangan? Yun ang ano eh. Yun ang...
Kasi podcasters tayo, syempre, we need professional microphone. And then,
Pati sa ano mo, voiceovers, no?
of course, yeah, I still do voiceovers at work. And of course, this with the podcast, I use it every time we record. And yun nga, ang benefits nito, it's not something that needs an audio interface, yung kailangan pa ng separate na bagay para saksakan, which makes the other mic na, meron kasi mga ibang mic, katulad ng Rode Podcaster mic, which is cheaper, if I'm not mistaken, parang nasa 7,000 yata siya. But the problem is you would need an external interface na kailangan sasaksakan ng mic. This one is an all-in-one. Pwede siyang I forgot what it's called. Yung basta yung manual, yung
Internal power lang.
yung nakasaksak siya sa audio interface and something like that. And then this one, it can run through USB. So that's the convenience side of it. So ayan, this is one of, I guess, the best buy, one of the best that I've had since the last time. And it's one of the most used actually compared dun sa mga iba kong purchases. So yan. Ikaw, Marlon, what do you have to share?
I've been thinking ano ba pinaka talagang I'd say big upgrade. I think the microphone was there last Budol kasi that was one of the immediate
nauna
things
kang
that
bumili
that I
ng
bought,
ng high-end na microphone kasi sa akin. Kasi
I wouldn't call it high-end, mga nasa ano lang to eh, parang 2,000-3,000. It's still just a USB microphone. It's not like the Shure, which is per podcast, but it's an upgrade from what I was using before, which is it was a microphone that you attach to the camera, like portable cameras, para you get better audio than the internal mic, which is the Booyah microphone Xena. It was working for a while, but obviously I don't sound that well over recording, so you need all the help you can get. So I bought something to make it cooler and then talk closer. This that microphone that I've been using. But since then, I think in terms of actual purchase that I use every day, almost every day, is I'd say this one. This is the MX keys, Logitech MX keys, along with the MX Master Mouse. This one, right? So
Nice.
for techies, these are obviously known, but I used to have from the last episode, like dito, a mechanical keyboard, wireless mechanical keyboard, which I like. But the problem is, with my setup now, I have to have a multiple, like dito, a multiple keyboard function, meaning pwede ko siyang gamitin sa PC, pwede ko siyang gamitin sa Mac. Now, some mechanical keyboards do that, but wired. But some limitations on one of my laptops, it requires Bluetooth or wireless. So, kaya ito yung option. But also, it pairs well together because of shortcut keys and functions. For example, in my Mac, kapag nag-navigate ako, one function that you do on Macs is yung swipe ng desktop left to right. That's something that you can only do when you're using the trackpad. Unfortunately, kapag naka-clamshell mode siya, hindi mo siya ginagamit, naka-close, you won't be able to do it. But with this combo, with the keyboard and then the mouse, I can actually do that even though I'm not using the trackpad. You can instill shortcuts specific to the application. Sobra siyang effective, but it definitely something I use every day. For example, mag-a-adjust ako ng volume ng speaker ng laptop. I actually use my mouse for it because there's a button here, ayan, that I can program to do what I want. So itong button na to, I program na volume down, volume up. And then the other button that I use, I program to capture screenshots. The other one, I press and hold, and then I swipe left and right. It takes me to the other desktops. So marami siyang quick gestures that you can set up through the Logitech software that allows you to personalize how you use the keyboard, which I think is very important if you're using a multi-desktop setup. One click, you go from Mac to Windows, and then vice versa on both mouse and keyboard. So it's about, I think the pair is about 10,000. It's backlit and everything. But there's a new one, Logitech MX key, mechanical. So watch out for that once that comes out. Kala mo reviewer. We'll see if somewhat makonvince ko sarili ko to get that. But yung ano niya, yung keyboard mismo is very, I think, very premium in a sense na it follows yung color scheme ng Apple. And then also yung keys, it's not like the regular keyboards that you get. Yung parang a membrane keyboard, when you type, you can almost feel the plastic. Yung rubbery thing na, it's not mechanical, but it's just weird to type. And I do a lot of typing now, especially chats and all that. So it's important that you can
mga email,
you can chat.
kailangan
Oo,
natin
para
ng ano,
mga ganyang
hindi
eksena.
ka
So,
hindi ka dire yung feeling pag nagta-type.
and it looks well, it looks better also na setup. From time to time, you have to be really inspired when everything around you parang medyo messy. I think that's one of the bigger ones I bought na I use every day. Kasi hindi naman yan yung pinaka na binili ko na that I use every day that I think was most useful. Some other things are, for example, yung ito, transition ako sa second product, yung light bar. So we'll show you this particular button. Ayan, aking pinagmamalaking light bar. So a light bar is something you attach on top of your monitor to keep the immediate desk yung in front of you lit, and then you could do other things. Maraming variation, but the one that I got is from Xiaomi. I liked it because of this controller. It's a wireless controller. And then, iikot mo lang siya. Ayan, makikita mo na babago yung ilaw. Or, ibabalik mo. Pwede mo siyang patayin. One click. Pwede mo siyang buksan. Tapos, pwede mong baguhin yung temperature. As you can see, changing from cold to warm. Ayan, super warm na yung ilaw. And then, I can do it again. Go back to white. Ayan. Diba? So, light bar, I'll send a picture para makita ninyo kung ano ba yung itsura niyan in person. But it is It is really, I'd say, very helpful to keep the glare from your monitor. Kasi if you're looking at your screen for a long time, every day, tapos ang direct, bawa pag pinatay ko yung ilaw, direct source nung ilaw is only coming from the monitor. Parang harsh yun sa mata.
It
But
is,
with the
yeah.
light bar, it somehow diffuses that. And I'll send picture that Brent will share to you guys and see how my setup looks like right now with it. And then, kung nakapatay yung light bar, I'll show you. Ayan siya. Ayan. So, yan yung mic ko sa harapan. The light bar. Kapag ka walang light bar, tayo natin. This is how it looks like. So,
And
tingnan natin yung difference. Ayan. So, ganyan ang setup with and without a light bar. I think it's important. It's helping with eye strain. At least ay nagsabi ng mga review, but I can attest to that. It helps. And then I'm using eyeglasses na nag-ano ng reflection, so it also helps in general. Tignan mo yung next picture na sinend ko sa'yo.
yeah.
The one without the light bar, and then people watching on YouTube can see it as well. Makes a big difference.
This one, yeah.
Ayan, yung wala. And then with, diba? So, to me, it makes a big difference. And so, obviously, it's light. You use it every single day. So, that's also very helpful. Ayan.
And speaking of glasses, ayan, this is the next Budol that I would like to talk about. This is actually kind of recent. Nabali kasi yung frame nung nauna ko. The frame is actually from Peculiar Eyewear. I saw this frame and I bought it. So yun. Very minor lang naman yung correction sa mata ko. So I just couldn't find anyone else that was selling this type of frame, yung square-ish na not too big, not too small. I just really liked it. So I got this. A bit pricey, but that's to be expected naman when you're getting pair of glasses.
Na hindi madalas naman yan binibili.
Yeah.
Ako nagpaano ako ng dalawa kasi my problem with eyeglasses is I wear it, but only mostly when I'm driving or like when I was using yung ultra wide, apakaliit ng text. So I felt like I needed eyeglasses. So what I ended up doing is dadalhin ko yung eyeglass ko, papasok ko sa loob ng bahay, and then when I go out, I'm ready to drive. So suotin ko, may iwan ko sa loob, and such a hassle going back para hanapin yung eyeglass ko. Saan na ba yun? Babalik pa ako. So I had two made na dalawang eyeglasses. Basically, one for driving, which is permanently in my car, and then the other one that I leave in my desk. So every time I feel like I need to wear eyeglasses, I do. And then hindi na siya nawawala, hindi na siya hindi ko na nakakalimutan because it's problem kasi sa malayo. I can see, wala nang problema, but hindi siya as HD or clear when you don't have eyeglasses. And it's important na from far away kasi pag nagda-drive ka, ang tinitingnan mo talaga yung malayo, hindi yung malapit kasi you have to anticipate. And so yun yung importante na And then sa mata naman, when you look at the screen constantly all day, it's important na medyo may rejection capacity siya.
That's really important. Next that I would like to talk about, this is something we got before the hype. Disclaimer, we got this before all the hype,
cool.
before it was cool. We've had it for a long time, and it is Aquaflask. It's an actual Aquaflask. Yeah, I think I got this December, no? I think it was December or January. Kasi the reason why I learned about Aquaflask is because of our exchange gift sa team. And yung ka-exchange gift ko, ang request niya is a tumbler. And when I was looking for tumblers, Nakita ko tong brand na to and it looked good. It reminded me a lot of Hydro Flask, which we always see
Yeah.
sa media and whatnot. And then I got nung nabilang ko siya tapos doon sa sa virtual year-end party namin, she said na okay naman siya, and then I bought myself one, which is the 64 ounce. Sobrang laki niya, and the reason for that is I drink a lot of water and I usually just stay in my room. I don't really leave much. So it's better to have a stock of your own water dito kaysa pabalik-balik ka sa baba just to get water. Magalit pa yung nanay ko sa akin kasi bukas ako ng bukas ng ref. And yun nga, Marlon has one as well. And yung sa'yo
It's red.
yan.
It's a red Aquaflask. I've had it, I think, more than a year. Ako yung type of person that I won't be able to drink water if I don't remember it. Because I can literally just go a day without water. And sometimes yung problema when I sleep, I oversleep sometimes. Made-dehydrate ako when I wake up. Medyo nahihilo-hilo na ako niyan. Kasi
Yeah, that's true.
I don't drink water like consciously. I've just adapted to that. I don't know. Ganun lang talaga. So, what this is a visual representation.
Kulay-pula pa, no?
Yeah, it's on my desk. Kasi team ko dapat MKBHD dati, red and black and something. But it's cool because you can keep your water cold for a while. So, nilalagay mo yan ng yelo, tapos andyan siya na matagal. Kasi parang hype to dati, di ba? Yung sa Hydro Flask. Totoo ba? Ganyan. Tapos pinanood ko pa yung mga YouTube video. Sabi ko, okay. Tapos nung nagets ko yung structure, why it's happening, and then I saw this, sabi ko, how can that be different? I'm sure it's just marketing.
It's the same, yeah.
It's branding. Kumbaga, so I had no hesitation whatsoever. I bought it. It's cheaper than Hydro Flask. But again, before it was cool. Ngayon, ang dami nang bumibili nito kasi
sold out
sa TikTok, sa social media. But it's true na it keeps it cold, and it's not because of the brand. It's because of the structure of the water sa tumbler. So that's good. I use this also when I travel, like for example when I go to Pangasinan. I go to places. I don't normally just drink water kung saan restaurant or whatever kung walang bottled water.
I don't use this for travel. I think it's
obviously
self-explanatory.
But this keeps me, for example, mag-overnight ako sa Pangasinan or what. I have solid water, ice cold, and then, diba, in the heat of the sun, pwede yan. And then, you don't rely on water kung saan. I don't normally bring it, but that's kind of one purpose when I used it also. It's still pretty much intact, more than 1 year. It looks brand new still. I'm not even careful with it. Nalaglag ko na to. There's no dent, whatever. The paint looks good. It's solid. I mean, again, it's about the structure, no? It's not so much about the brand. It's how it's built. I think sulit. More than 1K yan eh.
Yeah. Yung
so I drink water, diba?
Yung akin may dent, but to be fair, it was full when I accidentally dropped it. Just imagine.
Yung weight niya.
Sobrang laki ng weight. So if ever you're getting the 64 ounces one, don't drop it when it's full. It will definitely get dinged just because of the sheer weight of it. So,
pero yung paint niya, buo pa din, no? Solid
it is,
talaga.
yeah. Actually nga, if you don't look too closely, you won't even notice the dent.
The dent, yeah.
Ito yung dent yan. But the paint itself is still intact. Hindi naman nabawasan yung niya, yung effectivity. It still keeps my water cold bago pa maubos. And just imagine, that's a lot of water. It's 64 ounces. So,
speaking of, may nakalimutan pala ako na purchase that I use every day. This one, since the last Budol, at least yung phone ko mismo actually.
Ayan.
Because back then, ang phone ko noon, iPhone XR. So that's like what? 2-3 years back ng generation ng iPhone. I don't remember. 2020 ba yung lumabas? I don't remember na, but I won't replace it until it got damaged. For some reason, biglang yung iPhone ko, hindi na lang siya bumukas.
Oh yeah, I remember this. Nagka-problem ka.
And then, for a time, wala akong phone na ginagamit. But my biggest problem is that in between siya nung release ng bagong iPhone, like siguro 2 weeks before, in-announce yung bagong iPhone. Tapos, syempre, dito sa Philippines, mag-available pa yung stock niya mga 1 month after. So, parang 1 month ata ako na halos walang phone na ginagamit. But more importantly, pretty much everything is on that phone. Yung BPI ko, yung two-factor authenticator ko ng mga
Stress.
accounts, and
May
all that.
2FA eh.
Nandoon lahat. So, that's basically my identity, that phone, when it got damaged. And then, of course, the dilemma is what next phone to buy. I don't like the bigger phones nowadays. I think the iPhone 13 is just the right size for me. And then, of course, I follow the red theme. As you can see, it's red.
MKBHD.
Ayan. Hindi man halata na makikinig tayo kay MKBHD. I'm wearing ATX M50X, again by recommendation of MKBHD. My laptop, my MacBook Air, is with icons, the brand ni MKBHD. Puro MKBHD
Teka na yung merch siya, no?
yung influence ko, no? I actually bought yung mismong icons from the US na the brand pinadala dito. But ito yung, I think, biggest purchase last year. In between the last Budol episode and this. Obviously, I use it every day, pictures, apps, banks, everything. So, it's very, very important. I just forgot. Naalala ko lang siya nung nakita ko ito. Siyempre, ang transition natin. My stand. So, there's this brand, ESR, very reliable in terms of product. Ito yung case na ginagamit ko na clear for iPhone is ESR. Yung screen protector. Normally, pagka bumibili ka ng chip na screen protector, yung mumurahin talaga. Pag nilagay mo sa phone yun, tapos nalaglag ka ng isang beses, meron ka ng crack, so you almost have to replace it. This one is not. Maganda siyang quality. And so, since that, I started buying accessories. Kagaya nito, magnetic kasi yung bagong iPhone nila, di ba? So, meron siyang magnetic back. So, it connects like that. Ayan. And then, there's a USB-C dyan. So, pag nakakabit yan, wirelessly charging siya. And then, best is, again, another one I bought this year. I upgraded to Airpods Gen 3, o 3rd Gen. Kasi yung dati ko, sobrang bilis na niyang malobat. I sold that for 2-3K. Nabenta pa naman. And then, this one, I bought, pag nilapag mo rin siya na ganyan, it's charging wirelessly. So, this one accessory charges both my phone and AirPod. Now, problem is, hindi siya fast charge for sa phone. The AirPod just enough, okay lang. Pero sa phone, I find it lacking yung power ng wireless. Kaya I still plug it on my fast charger unless, like for example, I'm at work. I just have it there. I don't touch my phone for a few hours. It's okay. Pero kung yung immediate na kailangan mo umalis ka agad, I won't use it. Link in the description for this one. It's very simple, but ang ganda niya eh. For example, manonood kang video, ayan, pwede rin siyang landscape, portrait. So, ang dami niyang simple function. I forgot how much this is. Really, a lot of the things I buy, I forget how much they are. Pag nag-ano nga tayo ng if the price is right,
ayan.
I'm likely gonna lose. Matatala talaga. Wala talaga akong kaalam-alam sa presyo ng mga bagay-bagay. I don't handle that. Unless mga gadgets like tech, tell me about magkano yung gantong Apple product or something, I likely know. But yung mga general commodities natin sa day-to-day, I have no clue kung magkano yung 1 kilong baboy, manok, talong, mga ganyan.
Ayan. Okay, so transitioning from that, you upgraded to the AirPods, and ako naman is with the competitor. I got the Samsung Galaxy Buds. So yan, it's very sleek. Maganda yung fit niya sa ears ko. It lasts a lot longer. I used to have a Sabat X12, which is an audiophile. Well, not really an audiophile, but an in-ear monitor. It served me for, I think, more than a year. But the problem was parang recently, hindi ko alam kung something happened to my left ear, but it just hurts. It just hurts to have them on for quite a long time. So I switched to this because it has active noise canceling, touch controls, okay din yung sound quality niya, tsaka yung mic quality is actually very good. Meron din siya ng feature na if you remove one earbud, it automatically puts itself to sleep. So, nagsisave siya ng energy. And then, mahaba din yung battery life niya, which I really like. Again, ayan, I got the graphite color. So, ayan.
Ano yun ang natin, contrast na, your PC, Android person, well, me, I keep myself most of the time in the ecosystem because I am hooked 100%.
Yes.
Like sa Apple products, sobrang I just lahat na lang ng connected because it's so easy to
when you're in
to play within the ecosystem.
pag
Like,
nasa ecosystem ka na talaga. Kasi ako,
so I have
parang ako, if ever that I'm going to replace my phone, and you know me, I don't replace, parang ikaw din, I don't replace my phone until it's absolutely wrecked or stolen like last time. So yun lang naman yung change. And probably my next phone will either be another Samsung or a Google Pixel. So yun lang naman yung possible choices ko afterwards.
Yeah, before I was a phone guy, but after a while, there's such a point na saturated na siya that the features are pretty negligible in terms of kung ano ba yung nagagawa ni iPhone, si ganito na ganyan. So the phones that I replaced, the last few ones, really kung di siya sira, hindi na ako nagpapalit. So I really don't mind kung 4 years, 3 years yung behind yung iPhone. I just happen to have the most recent one kasi I just had an old phone breakdown, but aside from that hindi naman na susunod. And like I said, sa ecosystem, one thing I modeled myself into, aside from the is the iPad Air 4th gen. Tapos, I have the Logitech. Ito yung
Logitech Shield.
Logitech Folio case, which is an alternative to the Magic Keyboard ng Apple. I prefer this one over the Magic Keyboard. One, it's cheaper. Second, it actually acts as a case. Ang problema kasi sa Magic Keyboard, if you have your keyboard, just attach it and then remove it magnetically from the keyboard. You basically don't have a case, a protection with the iPad. So you carry around with you bare naked iPad, or you carry with you the whole keyboard all the time. Now this one, you can actually remove the keyboard part of it, so it detaches, and then you just have an iPad with a case, and then it functions naman pagka ganyan magnetically, and then you don't do anything, you don't pair or whatever, it's still just a regular keyboard. This is handy when for example mag-grocery yung partner ko. I go in one place, maybe sa Krispy Kreme, tapos
I don't understand, but I found something related.
Oy, mamaya ka na.
Mamaya na yung isa pang budol nagpapapansin na kagad.
Hey Google, stop. And nagpapapansin, hindi ko naman sinasabi, but I stay in like Krispy Kreme. I put it there, diba? I can do some work, email, and then watch YouTube, whatever. So nag-grocery siya paikot-ikot kasi pag nag-grocery yun, Diyos ko po, ang tagal. And I'd rather just be in one place, wait, tapos kapag palabas na, pupuntahan ko na lang siya. And that saves me time, and so I could do my thing with the iPad. So it's very portable. Although yung MacBook Air, the one that I'm using, is also very portable. I try to keep it in the setup that I have na hindi ko na siya alisin until necessary. Oo, kaya yun yung function niya. Parang more portable version of an iPad. I mean, of my main desktop. Kasi yun ang pinaka niya. And then in the ecosystem, you can easily have all your files in the same. I actually subscribe. I think isa pa tong budol, that most people don't know. And maybe people still don't accept the idea of paying for these things. For example, iCloud storage subscription.
Yeah.
So I have 200 gigabytes subscription for like 150 a month. And what that is it allows me to have all my pictures, videos beyond the capacity nung Mac, nung iPad, and nung phone na shared across all of my devices. So, kumbaga, pag tinake ko yung picture, pag uwi ko nasa laptop. Right? It's all the same iCloud, so it's very easy. Tapos yung iPad ko, by the way, also serves as my second monitor. So when I travel, I go around. It becomes my second screen, so I can be more productive. Diba? Pwede ka mag-video call, video conference, and all that, sharing on one screen. So marami siyang function if you're already within the ecosystem. Pero yung sasabi ko, yung subscription, people are so much okay paying like Netflix, for example. And then, we barely force ourselves to use it. Lagaan tayo ng kung anong panonoorin. Ako, actually, I haven't paid for my Netflix subscription for a few months. Because I don't use it anymore. I don't watch anything in Netflix. Na tinanggal na yung mga magagandang shows doon, and then nothing to look forward to na exciting. So I stopped.
Better Call Saul.
Second to it is Apple subscription. I also subscribe to YouTube Premium.
Ayan, diyan kita na budol. Sabi ko sa'yo, kumuha ka na YouTube Premium. Life changer.
It's also, magkano ba to? Parang wala ring 150, no?
Yeah.
129 a month. It's the same price as a Spotify subscription, but then you also get YouTube Music with the subscription. So instead na mag Spotify ka, which you only listen to, I listen to it when I travel, when I drive, diba? But you can do the same with YouTube Premium. Plus I use YouTube almost 100% of the time I'm on the internet, my phone, my iPad, whatever. Pagka default ko YouTube, I play things on YouTube on the background, and not having ads on all my devices sa TV. Nakalag in YouTube mo, walang ads.
Yeah.
Sa phone ko, wala. So all the devices that you have your account logged in, diba?
And
YouTube
that's good.
Premium,
You can use it in multiple devices at the same time. That's what I
True.
love about it. So parang hindi ka na kailangan ng multiple accounts para, anyway, yun nga, it's a budol. And
So, but
welcome to the
diba,
club.
yung mga paying subscriptions that I actually use as opposed to the norm, somehow people feel na yung YouTube Premium not worth it. Libre naman yung YouTube. It is, pero yung ads na talaga namang ina-avoid ko lang nun si Lenny kasi everywhere I go, 'di ba? Si Lenny yung ads. So that was the tipping point. I've had it. I will subscribe para wala na akong ads. But since then, it's very very useful in moments na ayun nga, nagda-drive ka, YouTube Music. And all that. Ito sa home speaker ko, YouTube subscription, free music. Spotify, you can still access for free. I can still listen to our podcast on Spotify. Diba? Nang walang ad. So, wala nang problema eh. Okay lang yun eh. Hindi ko siya, kumbaga may substitute service and more. Instead of just having a music subscription, I have music subscription and video subscription free. So, medyo mura lang. Pero but they are definitely budols na I can technically survive without them. Pero super convenient, lalo na yung sa iCloud, yung pictures. We take so many pictures. Like, I have kids. So, when you have kids, that's pretty much all you do. Video, pictures, whatever. And it's important that we keep and access that everywhere. So, ayun, 120. So, almost like maybe 300 a month. That's still cheaper than my Netflix subscription that I don't use.
Yeah.
So, I stopped. Ayun lang yung ginagawa ko.
Speaking of subscriptions, you guys already know that I have YouTube Premium kasi ako ang nag-convince kay Marlon na kumuha ng YouTube Premium. Well, the reason naman kasi sa YouTube Premium is I'm a very impatient person. So parang napipikon ako ng madaming ads, and it's getting a lot worse every day. Dati isang ad lang yan, you can skip it. Sometimes meron lang siyang banner sa ilalim, and then ngayon na nangyayari, you have an unskippable ad, and then merong skippable ad na you can skip after parang ilang seconds, pero tapos na yung ad by the time na nakakapikon. Tas
ang worst doon yung video na napakaraming ads in between.
Pag mahaba, diba? Kasi I watch video podcasts sa YouTube. For example, the Trash Taste podcast, the one with anime YouTubers, The Yard, Louder with Crowder, yung mga show na yan, it's video. You can listen to it, but it's better with video kasi they show stuff and something
Like ours.
that.
And we
Yeah.
show stuff.
We do now. So yun, I got a YouTube Premium, but there are 2 more subscriptions that I have that not a lot of people might have. Let me share it here. What's the name? First off, this is a relatively new Budol, I would say, is the Xbox Game Pass. Yeah.
Ito yung mga, sige later, basta mamaya na mag-react.
very niche. And, alam mo naman, sa Pilipinas, hindi ganun kalaki ang game industry. I mean, a lot of people play games allegedly with illegal means, allegedly. But, alam mo, parang sa akin kasi, I've been waiting for this for a long time and this became available parang less than about a month, no? How long have I been playing Microsoft Flight Simulator?
Yeah, maybe a month. A month. And
Yeah,
a half,
a month or so. And I got this for promo na parang 49 pesos for 1 month. For 3 months. Parang 3 buwan siya na 49 pesos lang. And then after that, it's like 119 pesos. And I play a lot. I game a lot. I've already cycled through games. Ang hindi ko lang talaga tinatanggal is Minecraft and Microsoft Flight Simulator because that's fun. And I just noticed na may bago Assassin's Creed Origins. And this is a lot, like 400 plus games, and you pay for it like parang yun niya, parang Spotify lang, parang Netflix lang. And it's still something that I use not every day, but for a lot. And considering how much these games are if you bought them individually, it's a steal. Kasi considering let's choose one. Battlefield 5, the actual price of this, it doesn't show kasi nasa EA pa siya. Let's select something na nandito. Ano ba magandang example?
Na-miss ko yung mga games na na sports, yung NBA, yung Madden. Yung Fight Night, I've been wanting an updated Fight Night game.
Wala, they stopped making that. I think there was an issue with rights sa
I don't
likeness ng
care,
mga
make it
boxers.
happen. Lalo na nung peak nung boxing era.
Yeah.
I've been wanting a Fight Night game, like a decent boxing game for a long
The last
time. Pagka may
Fight
mga
Night-
bago akong device, tinitignan ko eh.
The last Fight Night that I played was Fight Night Round 3. Yung ano pa yun, nasa featherweight pa si Pacquiao dun. Just imagine how long that was. So,
Ang ganda kasi nun eh, yung pag-dodge, feel na feel mo yung may yung may parry tapos magda-dodge ka pa.
sa ano,
bago ka susuntok.
if you play it sa PSP, merong method doon na mag-haymaker ka lang paulit-ulit, and that's the strat. Hindi ka matatalo doon. But anyway, showcasing the reason why this is worth it in my mind, kasi if you buy these games individually, for example, Forza Horizon 5, this is something that I played a lot. It's 2,220 pesos if you buy it there. And with Game Pass, you pay what? 49 pesos, 119 at the max. And you get all of these. Minsan nagsacycle sila ng games, you get.
So, ang tanong na, Brent, paano nakatulong sa productivity mo?
Kasi you need to distress. There, I was jumping off lang din from subscriptions. This is not off topic. Another subscription that I have that most people won't is Deezer.
Yeah.
So this is like Spotify, but it has lossless audio.
Music.
Since yun yung basically high-end. Kasi si Spotify, technically, kahit pa sabihin mo naka-high mode ka, it's still not lossless, and I have studio headphones. I have high-end in-ear monitors, so I can really enjoy
Isa pala
this.
yan sa reason kung bakit nawalan din akong gan sa Spotify kasi every time you buy a new Apple device, you get subscription ng mga services nila free. One of them is Apple Music. So for a time, I had Apple Music with lossless music. So that's like, diba, with the AirPod. Although this is not technically high-end, much better than the second gen. But here on my M50X, obviously,
Big
I can,
difference.
maganda yung difference. But
May mga tunog kang
ayun,
naririnig na hindi mo hindi mo narinig dati.
it's weird. It's weird for people who haven't experienced or haven't tried it. But it's true na some music, they sound better with with better headphones talaga. And that's kind of why, like for example, this one, pinabili ko pa to somebody na nagpunta ng US way back. Ilang taon na to eh. Sulit
Yeah.
na rin, I'd say maybe 4 years.
Good headphones
5 years.
last a
Oo.
lifetime. Kasi for
Yeah,
example,
ang tagal.
the one I have, the Bayer Dynamic DT 990 Pros. This was designed in the 70s, 80s,
Mhm.
and they have been practically unchanged since. Parang binago lang yata nila yung design nung headband.
Oo. Isa pa palang
So
doon
good.
sa tag dito. Subscription. I was kind of saying earlier na yung subscription mo na yan sa Xbox and sa Windows environment. I've always, I think within the last 2 years na nagpe-play tayo ng Red Alert, being in the PC gaming, there was a point na medyo nag-try ako mag-PC. Diba?
Oo.
Bumili kami ng desktop, tapos may kahate, and then nawala dito. And then, yung pagbili ko ng iPad, for example, it's either an iPad or I buy a desktop. A basic desktop setup. Tapos magaganyan na ako. My problem always has been yung desk, yung space, and how to make it work, that I have multiple setup. Tapos when I do, ito na kasi yun eh, may ultra-wide na ako. Next is when I buy a gaming PC, bibili ka na yan ng steering wheel. Bibili ka na yan
Yan.
ng controller.
Para
Sabi
sa
ko,
Forza
parang,
Horizon.
oo, yun nga, yung Forza Horizon na yan. Sabi ko, you just can't play it with parang,
Pangit pag naka-keyboard ka lang o
oo.
kaya naka-controller.
so diba, parang once I make the jump, it's going to be an extreme budol, and I'd rather do that when I'm a little bit more set up in terms of my desk. Kasi sobrang, ngayon, it's all over. Ang dami kung ano-anong wires, dami kong I try to synchronize everything. Like, for example, bumili ako ng USB-C hub based as USB-C hub. Ganito, papakita ako sa share natin sa people. But basically, what this is ang ginagawa lang niya, you use one cable, USB-C, diba? And then, ang mangyayari is, kasi normally, ang Apple, ang problema talaga niyan is kulang ng peripherals, right? Dalawang USB-C lang. So, ang ginagawa, we buy either yung small adapters or we buy something like this, which I will share to you to show them. It's a product that allows you to connect one cable to your Mac and then shares HDMI, USB, micro SD, LAN, and many other peripherals. So when you do that, ang nangyayari, ayan, nasend ko na yung huling sinend ko. Ang mangyayari niyan, makikita mo, you basically expand your ports, and then what, for example, ngayon, yung pinakita ko kaninang lights, yung dito, screen bar is actually attached to it. That's where it's drawing power, and may speaker too, and all that. So this kind of peripheral allows me to expand yung kulang nung sa Mac na ports. So I can do the same, yung same USB cable, attach ko yan sa iPad, then I have my iPad sharing screen. Attach ko yan sa PC na laptop, it's the same USB-C. So kumbaga, everything is attached to the hub, and then I just have one cable that I switch from one device to the next, and then it just follows everything.
You have this pala. I didn't know. I was taking a look at this before and deciding if I need it. You have it pala. I didn't know.
Meron na I think for Mga wala pang 2 months.
Ah,
So,
okay.
ganyan. So, it's relatively new kaya hindi pa yan napapasok sa usapan natin. But, that's kind of, so pag-usapan natin if you need it. Meron ako mga
And
kinks
budol.
na na-experience, but, I don't know if it's just me or cable problems. But, there's, pag from Windows to PC, when you switch, minsan hindi na siya na-recognize pabalik. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's kung puro Windows or one lang pasok naman, it's good. You can do multiple screen setup, marami siyang function, and like I said, micro SD, USB, ito attach mo yung mic mo, yung mga charger, for example, yung sa USB-C. Yung charger ko ng iPhone tsaka nung AirPod, yung base light ko. Anything na USB powered dyan naka-connect kasi may sarili siyang power.
Yeah,
Aside from the one it's drawing from
the the PC. Yeah, ako kasi iba yung I have a very different setup when it comes to this, but Marlon, alam mo ba yung pinaka-importanting bagay sa setup ko?
Ayaw. Parang alam ko na yan.
Ang pinaka-importanting bagay sa aking setup. Let me show you guys.
Hindi ko pa rin ito nabibili eh. Hindi ko pa
This is simultaneously the cheapest and the most amazing product I have on my table. Just to premise what this is a diatomite coaster.
Coaster.
Kasi ako, I've had, even though naka-Aquaflask ako, there are times that I would drink something else. Soft drinks, Gatorade, or cold or hot coffee. And it has always been a problem na yung tulo ng tubig. And aside from that, yung previous ko kasi na coaster, hindi kasya dun yung mug ko. So I was just looking for a coaster, a proper coaster, madaling punasan and whatnot. And then I discovered this witchcraft. And let me demonstrate why. Let me just get some water. And then papahida natin siya ng tubig. It dries right away. It's crazy. Hindi ko alam. Sabi nila, it's
so, pag binagsak mo ba yan sa tubig, nahati ba yung tubig?
Namamoses. Yun yung malalaman natin. It dries off. I'm not sure if it absorbs it or not. Pero ang sabi naman, meron siyang clear instructions how to wash it para hindi mag-build up yung germs from any moisture left over. But yeah, that's amazing. This is the first time that I experienced na meron akong baso that's filled to the brim with cold soft drinks. Tapos nagpapawi siya sa gilid. And when I lift the glass from the coaster, tuyo yung coaster, ang basa, yung pinagtuluan nung baso doon kung paano ko siya nilift. So the coaster obviously works. I don't exactly know the science behind it, but
ito ang coaster ang dahilan ng Budol episode kasi when we talked about this, we realized, hey, we can do a Budol episode kasi this one's so amazing. I probably need it. Like, for example, pag nagta-take out delivery, di ba, madaling araw.
Which you do a lot, yeah.
Lagay mo dyan yung iced tea ng Wendy's or whatever, di ba? So, magko-condensate yun, tapos may tubig yun around. Kaso yung desk mo puro electronics, di ba?
Exactly.
So, yung wires, tsaka yung mouse pad, yung desk pad, but if you have it there, di ba, auto dry and auto absorb. I have yet to try and see this in person, so I can't. But what you're showing is live. It's not recorded.
Yeah, it's live.
Whatsoever. Yan. Pwede mo ilagay, basain, and then makikita naman natin natutuyo siya.
Best part is this is just 90 pesos. Kung may free shipping voucher ka sa Shopee, it's done. It's 90 pesos. That's
definitely for the conversation value. I know we spent almost exceeding amount of time for this simple product, and we have all crazy product and Budol just because it's amazing. We don't know how it works, diba? At least alam ko yung paano nag-work yung Aquaflask. May double layer, may kung anong insulation shit, but this one it's
amazing.
It's crazy, diba? Dito, so sa pagdating sa product na yan, I recently also got a Xiaomi speaker, which is what you heard earlier. I shared it kanina, Brent, if you want to show it on the screen. But this is, ito ang napansin ko tip lang sa mga into Xiaomi products. Kasi, for example, I get a lot of Apple products, but also Xiaomi. Depending on the product, syempre nawala yung Apple. Relatively much cheaper, plus good quality ang ano nila. For example, yung ultra wide. So I have good experience with Xiaomi so far. But tip is when you actually go to Lazada or Shopee, these things are actually expensive there, but if you go to the Xiaomi store sa mall, mas mura. So what I do, I look at products online, I check them out, and then when I go to the store and when I see it's cheaper there, I buy. And ang problema lang minsan, hindi naka-display lahat. For example, I bought like ano ba yun, yung belt bag na pang daddy. Yan, daddy belt bag. So when I travel, andun yung phone, andun lahat. It's not displayed in the Shopee. In the Xiaomi store sa mall. But I know it exists, so I asked the people there, do you have this? Nasa labas, nasa loob, ang dami nilang bagay na nandun sa stock room na hindi naka-display. Na if you don't know, exist, you will not know, and you will not ask them. For example, ito nakalagay dito, magkano yan? But I got this for like, I got this for like 1.4 something. Although price niya nasa 2 something. Tapos may discount siya ng 35% ata that day. And I did not know that. So when I was paying for it, discounted po yan, sir. Okay, so ayan. But this is a this is a smart speaker which is like a preset up for, meron kasi kaming Xiaomi na baby monitor na camera.
Oh yeah.
So when it's connected to this, you can technically command that plus some other in the future once it gets set up, yung mga lights. So all through this one device. But also as a speaker, it's pretty good. Maganda yung sound niya for times na you want to play yung YouTube Music Premium subscription mo. And then podcast.
The wheels on the bus go round and round.
Ayan. Actually, that was the unintended outcome. When I started playing music, di ba? And ganyan. So, tutuwa si Howie. And then, since it's so easy, kapag ka meron siyang gustong gawin na isang bagay na totally nade-distract siya, sasabihin mo lang, hey, siyempre ayoko sabihin kasi magko-command. But then, it will play whatever you want, di ba? From the YouTube Music subscription, it will answer questions for you. You know, the basics like Alexa kind of function or Siri function, but being Google much better. Yung algorithm nila dyan. Plus, the one thing I didn't do is set up my Google Calendar here because ibang Gmail yung nakaset up. I have yet to do that. But eventually, if that's the case, if like say I use the work Gmail, mangyayari niyan is it will read to me calendar events for the day. Hey, blah blah blah. So alam mo na kagad yung mga things to watch out for. But as a speaker, the quality itself is very good. Ang nakita ko lang downside dito is I can't actually connect this to say the laptop and then make it an external speaker.
Okay.
Hindi siya external speaker. It will function as a speaker but only through stream. Hindi siya pwedeng ikabit na parang yun lang yung function niya. Right? Hindi siya monitoring speaker or something. It's just like you have to play through Spotify, YouTube Music, basta anything that you can stream works well. Pero kung i-connect ko siya diretso, it doesn't work like that. So kailangan talaga siya smart speaker function. But the quality is nice. Maganda siya. It's an upgrade. Yung Pebble, kasi meron maliit di ba? Yung Google Pebble na ganun. I had that before also. Pero yung sound quality nun, much less than this. So, mas okay ito. And for casual listening, silent listening, okay yan. So, sulit yung Xiaomi product. Like I said, the pro tip is if you can, look for it in Shopee but buy it on the store. Pero kung hindi, if you want to buy it on Shopee, of course, gamitin mo yung link na ibigay natin sa mga Budol products na nabanggit natin.
Of course. Yeah. Ako, I'm slowly running out of stuff that's essential. Um,
Essential.
well, let me share this. I guess this is the next that I can show you guys. Um,
Ay, yung clock.
yeah. So
Okay.
I have this. It's a clock. It's an alarm clock. I have problems waking up, and yung phone ko kasi it's starting to have problems sa speaker niya. It's having a hard time trying to tell me uh tell me to wake up essentially. Yung alarm clock ko is having a hard time. So I had that. That's actually what very cheap. Rechargeable siya. Pwede siya naka USB. It's just perpetually plugged into my phone. Kaya nakaganyan. My laptop. Kaya lang siya nakaganyan. And then the other one on my desk that I recently bought, which is technically used 24/7. Technically.
Okay.
Let me just set it up before I show it. Just to make sure
Speaking
na
of, teka lang, speaking of mo, habang sineset up mo yan, watch. I don't know why we're so weird like this that we have to have specific gadgets to just show time. I like this one. Ayan. So I also have my watch, right? I said this, it's basically a timer. Stopwatch timer or whatever. Ayan. It's base us, it's a product. Ayan, pwede ko siyang ikot-ikotin. You can see nagbabago yung oras niya. Right? But this is my Pomodoro timer.
yes.
Wow. The Pomodoro is a productivity technique that because of so many distractions we have on our day-to-day, what it does, it's say for example, you set up a 30-minute window. Na you start it, all you do with a 30-minute window is just focus on the one task. You don't get your phone, you don't get distracted with chats or whatever. You just look at the timer and then just do that one thing as much as you can to accomplish task na hindi time bound. Yung baga, you have the option to complete them when or not. Tapos, the idea is you have that burst of productivity in the 30-minute window. Once it alarms, you set 5-10 minute breaks. And then you could do your own whatever distraction na gusto mong masatisfy. Then the next time, you set another time and then you do another burst session. So, this one is specifically for that. Why not my phone or my computer? Obviously, kapag dinampot ko yung phone ko at nag-timer ako
Distraction
doon, wala
kasi.
na kung ano-ano nang mangyayari sa buhay ko noon. This is for that one purpose alone. Very, very specific. It's on my desk. It's good. You can imagine. Pwede rin yan sa kitchen pag nagluluto ka. Yung tipong
That's actually the origin of that. Diba?
nagbe-bake. Oo.
it was
Pag
a kitchen
nagbe-bake ka,
timer.
ganyan. Kitchen timer talaga yan. But, ang gusto ko dito, again, bilog. Ayan, yung gusto ko yung mga
Nagaganon,
ikot-ikot as you
naikot-ikot.
notice, di ba? Ayan. Ayan. So, no matter what size, I like to ikot-ikot ganyan. Mga ganyan eksena. Ayan. There's just origin. Parang male instinct yung
Kaya gusto mong ikot-ikot na ganyan.
oo, ganyan na.
Ito,
Fiddle with.
Ito, ikot-ikot din. So, this is what I bought. This is technically on 24/7. Just a little, yun, tumigil na siya. Just a little bit of background.
Yan ang liit eh. Hindi ko makita. Teka, ano ba ito?
I've had this.
Okay.
I have a watch that my dad gave me. It's a Tag Heuer na automatic watch. So, for those people who don't know what an automatic watch is, it's a watch that doesn't have a battery. It's purely mechanical and it's powered by movement. So, whenever you wear it, yun yung parang nagwa-wind ng mechanism sa loob in order to actually make sure that the watch is
Functioning.
moving. Yeah.
Anong tawag ulit dyan?
Just a watch.
Yung sa may yung device. Ayan, umiikot na siya.
I just
Meron kasing ganito naman eh, pero yung sa mouse, 'di ba? Para kunwari gumagalaw yung mouse mo
Iba
forever.
yun. So, naging problem sa akin is that before nung nasa office, I always wear this watch kasi obviously it's a nice watch. And then naging problem siya nung pandemic because I don't go out much. And nasa stuck siya. And whenever I need to use it, I have to adjust the time. I have to adjust the date. Which, alam mo yun, doing that all the time would put wear and tear sa watch mo, especially if you have something na yun may sentimental value and is valued quite a lot. So I bought this. It doesn't consume much electricity. Naka-plug lang siya dun sa hub ng laptop ko. It runs 24/7. It just spins for like 5 minutes, stops for like 20, goes for another 5 minutes. It's just making sure na it's forever charged. So kapag kailangan kong lumabas, I need to go somewhere and I want to wear a watch, I just pull it out from this. The time is current, didn't change. Same with the date and everything.
True.
So it's really nice. I bought it parang I think 600, 700. I forgot the name of the product, but I'll have the link ready then. If ever that you have an automatic watch, this is a must-have. Kasi pangit din na yung watch nyo, natetenga siya na hindi gumagalaw. So you have to take care of those, especially kung, yun nga, if it has sentimental and monetary value. So you have to take care of those.
I can relate to that. Kaya nga nabenta ko yung smartwatch ko ng Apple because I wasn't using it when I was working from home. Diba? I mean, notification, all that, you're not even transiting or everything. Sobrang, I don't know, I just did not use it much. That's why when nung nabenta ko yun, nakabili ako ng Logitech keyboard para dun sa iPad. So that was kind of the exchange na nung binenta ko yung smartwatch, yun yung kapalit. So, the morning, nabenta ko yun, nung hapon, andyan na yung Logitech na keyboard. Na keyboard, para kapalit ng ano. But so, all these were, parang yung mga pinagbibili ko naman. May one way or another. For example, nasira yung iPhone, pinalitan ko. Yung AirPods ko, lolobat, pinalitan ko. And many other, keyboard ko, hindi naman sira, pinalitan ko.
Doon pala yung exposed.
Yung mga exposed. But everything that I bought, parang meron akong initial thinking na this is how I will use it specifically. Now, not all of them honestly are getting used 100% of the time, but they serve that specific function or purpose when I try to bought it. At least those are the justification. For example, kagaya nito. It's weird to think na in one's desk na may ganito. Para saan yan? Ba't kailangan mo ng timer? May time yung sa laptop, sa iPhone, and all that. But that was kind of the specific reason. And then the keyboard, right? Laptops have keyboard. Bakit mo kailangan ng keyboard? Kasi I have on the keyboard na isa lang and then I can use on both device. And then the shortcut keys that you do with it actually is helpful. Plus, ayoko yung may nagmamantika halos sa kamay mo. Diba when you type, na finger, tas yung sa laptop keyboard, tas pag kinlose mo yun, tas sa window. Tapos pag tinignan ko yung keyboard mismo nung Mac, tapos ko na medyo oily siya, na ang hirap pa naman linisin ng keyboard ng Mac, and this is probably a privilege problem, like first world problem. But si Mac, kapag pinunasan ko ng microfiber, nakabukas, syempre it types kung ano-anong command. The best way to do it is to turn it off. Pag turn off ko yan, tapos inano ko ng microfiber, nilinis ko yung keyboard, automatic siya nag-on. And it's so freaking fast. Yung M1, hindi pa ako tapos magpunas. Andyan na naman yung lock screen. So parang it's so hard to clean it na without doing any wrong inputs. But the Logitech keyboard, what that allows me to do, sa turn off ko lang yun lagi kong ginagamit. Pag naka-turn off yan, kahit ilang punas gawin ko dyan, hindi siya nag-enter ng kahit ano sa keyboard. So it doesn't
external
incorrectly
keyboard
send
masterpiece.
email, ganyan, ayan, mga ganyang eksena.
Pwede mong i-brush habang you don't have problems.
That's kind of the parang unintended benefit, but I don't know, it makes sense. But tech guys, we don't like oily stuff in our our things. Why I have this all the time, like next to me.
Same.
Diba? Ayan.
Microfiber.
Ayan. My phone, you won't see it. Everything else in my life is messy, but not my gadgets. Yun yung masasabi ko. It's just, ang hirap. Lalo na sa, doon talaga yung mga matte black, konting lang ng ilaw. Diba? Since may light bar ka, tapos pagkita mong ganyan. So, it's angled in a way na, teka, may mantika yun. Gaganunin mo. Pag magkagulo ka na naman dyan, hindi mo na naman... Di ba? I don't know why it's weird, but it's probably a guy thing na we don't like oil in many things
Kasi
na ginagamit
yan,
natin.
especially if you have stuff that is matte. And that's my problem kasi 'di ba yung laptop ko, the Lenovo Legion laptop is all throughout matte black. So yung keyboard niya ganun din. So I anyway, ako naman I fell into the keyboard rabbit hole long ago. I think I discussed it last Budol episode. Pero yun, that's what I have.
Nakakatulong ba sa oil yung yung slimy shit na...
I'm actually afraid to try that. So,
Diba?
parang ayoko kasi if the microfiber cloth works anyway, why
Yun nga yung inaano ko
risk it,
parang...
diba?
Kasi nakikita ko rin yung panglinis din siya sa kotse yung tipong yung ma-absorb nun yung mga dust or whatever, right? So, sa mantika, I imagine, didikit ba yun doon? I am almost tempted to do that. sa Mac, just because of it. And then, parang naluluma kasi yung keys para sa akin.
Yes. Definitely.
If it gets, diba, oiled like that. So, ayun, naka-keyboard ako external. That's what I'm trying to do. Watch out for the next time kung mabibili. Madadala natin sa quote-and-quote sa studio ang MX Mechanical. I'm planning, trying to justify na ang haba naman itong isang keyboard na to.
Ang ano ko lang,
naman.
makapaltan ko this mouse. Medyo nagkakaroon na siya ng problems. But
If you consider an MX keys, at least yung 2S is the cheapest one of the MX lineup, but it's very customizable. That's the thing I like about it. Kumbaga, with keyboard not touching anything, I could do everything that you need keyboard, mouse, or trackpad for.
Kasi I was looking at the MX Master 3S. But anyway, that's something that we haven't bought. We're here for the stuff we already did. So ito pa, ang isa sa mga budol galing sa homebodies. Kasalanan ng homebodies to eh.
Vornado.
Yeah, I got the Vornado fan. It helps, definitely helps. Mas nga siya. So bilis lumamig yung room ko. And yung consumption niya is not really that big.
Kasalanan ni Slater yan eh.
Oh, Slater yan kasi may sabi sa akin.
Si Slater nagpauso yan eh.
Nagpapaniwala kasi ako sa kanya. Pero hindi, naman, I have fairly underpowered aircon kasi. Kasi I bought it way back out of desperation kasi hindi talaga ako makatulog kapag tanghali kasi yun nga, we're working the night shift. So, that's a problem kasi kung hindi ka makatulog, you'll have a hard time later in your shift. So, I think that's all of the
Yeah, kasi yung iba, like, small things like this. This is like an HDMI switcher, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what it does is, say, for example, again, you have two inputs, two different laptops, and then both of them takes HDMI. You put it in there, and then one output, basically just one monitor, right? So to quickly toggle from one source to the next, you just click. Normally, kung yung monitor mo, dalawa yung HDMI sa likod, that's not a problem. Kaso, kung isa lang yung HDMI, kailangan mo siyang i-click.
Add to that. Kasi before I bought that, I used to do that dun sa monitor na I plugged the two HDMI ports and then I have to go through the menu.
The menu all the time, oo.
Oo, tas syempre, alam mo naman ng mga monitors, yung mga buttons dyan, it's not good. Even if you have high-end monitors, it's really so much easier that with just one click, you can switch. So
what I noticed with this one monitor though that I'm using on the right, merong desktop, right? And then there's a laptop. Tapos whatever is the last active, kasi magkaiba siya, hindi siya parehong HDMI. I think that's where that's different. Kung magkaiba yung source, VGA and then HDMI. Kung VGA was the last I attach, parang naka-sleep, di ba? Galawin ko yung mouse. That's the first thing automatically it will switch to. Kailangan i-sleep mode mo yung VGA source para i-recognize niya yung HDMI.
Hirap naman.
Diba? You can do it in the mouse or ganyan. Madali, medyo slightly easier yan than playing with the OSD. Pero this is the best solution really kasi, diba? Two sources.
One click.
Click. one click it switches from one screen to the next, and that's where you try to keep your desk clutter free. Ang daming monitor I have. Oh my god.
Yeah. I
Apat
also have
yata
that
yung monitor ko dito eh. Problema ko sa buhay eh.
I actually have two. One for the peripherals and then one for the monitors. Kasi it's just easy. If I need to switch to the work PC, click lang ako
Oo.
doon. If I need to switch back to my personal device, I just click back. And then it's done. Okay na siya. Yun lang yung easy way.
Small things like this
Switch.
makes a big difference, eh, diba? Sa
It does.
switching kasi different and it's parang what 250 ata ito
Mura lang
from
yan.
Ugreen. Oo, sobrang mura lang yan. I think it's almost the same price as a good
Good cable.
HDMI, good brand cable ha. Pero pare-pareho lang yun eh, but may experience ko lang talaga minsan may hindi gumaganang cable. So I
May
stay
issue.
with Ugreen or Base Us.
Kasi
At least the better
Alam mo yun,
brands.
the better brands are cheap already. So
Yeah.
parang why risk it with
Unknowns.
unknown brands? This is the exact same reason why CDR King died. Kasi bakit pa tayo magre-risk dun sa medyo flimsy.
Sa 2 weeks na 2 weeks na warranty shit.
If there are branded ones na it's such an easy switch to do kasi hindi ka gagastos pa ulit-ulit. But anyway, yun nga.
To wrap it up pala, ang pinakahuli kong Budol, well, not mine technically, but Father's Day gift yung Kindle. Diba, I shared to you earlier that I got a Kindle. Basically, it's an ebook reader. I have yet to navigate how to get free books. But, ang doon is, in my effort, like I said, to try to detox from social media after being on screen for a long... Screen pa rin siya, technically. Pero e-paper ink, it looks totally different. Kasi technically sa iPad, you can do Kindle app and then download books. Pero ang pangat magbasa doon, lalo
Iba
na
yung
sa sunlight.
feeling. Yeah.
Oo, it's so super different. Plus, it's bigger. Yung sa Kindle, the hope is in self-development, right? Learning new things. I am going to go back to reading stuff. And that would be my go-to before I go to bed. So instead of being in the social media rabbit hole every single day after I work, na mga TikTok, rabbit holes, Facebook, or 9gag, kung ano mang meme worthy sites, mangyayari is I will, after I log out, pull out the ebook, read until I fall asleep. Yun na kind of the strategy that I'm planning to do. And then I also want to increase reading time towards the weekend. So instead of, kasi pagka on the day, ang gagamitin mo yung magbabasa ka ng, social media ka na paulit-ulit lang naman. I'd rather just learn new things through books. Para din medyo pahinga yung mata mo sa normal type of screen. It's much better. So, I hope that works out. Wala yung mic mo. Wala kang sound.
And for me, I totally agree as well. Just to share lang din. I've been reading a lot of my Budol actually, kaya medyo mahirap mag-share, is mainly books, manga. I do have manga.
Oh, pwede ka magmanga sa Kindle actually.
Yeah. I'm
EPUB, PDF.
I'm a very much a tawag dito, paper kind of guy. And then for books, I have like a big ass collection here. I have Dune, all of Tolkien's work. I even have the original Jurassic Park books. I have non-fiction. Ito yung mga recent na purchase ko, Atomic Habits.
I remember back in the day, na Dan Brown.
Yeah, diba?
Tolkien, ang daming binabasa eh.
I went a little crazy here. Meron kasi nagbenta sa akin ng set ng Chuck Palahniuk books. All of his works.
I don't know.
So, I pulled the trigger on that kasi it was too cheap. It was too cheap to ignore. So I bought it. I already read like 4 of them. Pygmy, Fight Club, Choke, and then I'm on the 4th one, which is
Yeah.
Snuff. Very.
Parang to satisfy the the chill down moments of the day, it's
It
better
does. It's really
to start
really nice.
reading. I think it's good, and then we'll plan more. Um, Technically sa dami ko ng gadgets at kung ano-ano, I can have a YouTube channel where I review products all the time. 'Di ba? Parang kasing it's at that level ng
Total nandiyan na din
craziness.
naman eh, 'di ba?
Oh, and then actually I can share a lot of long-term actual freaking review of
Mhm.
these things that we use on a regular day. So anyone asking about certain things. Like I said, hindi lang kami pro politics. Pwedeng mga tech, gadget, productivity, work, coaching, leadership development,
Yeah.
everything. What we've been doing in the podcast talking about politics is like maybe 5-10% of
What
the
we
things that
actually
we can
wanted to do.
what we can actually talk about. Like me in my profession, right? There's so much to share and things to go over that I think would be worthy or valuable. And in the future, why not write my own book in terms of so that's also I'm trying to see how different styles are. But at the end of the day, 'di ba, we talked about this in the 2 episodes ago, yung keep yourself developing, invest on skills, invest on time. These are all things we're doing. Want to be more productive, to have more skills and all that, and hopefully these things I think these things one way or another help kung ano naman to that keep us working for another month, 'di ba? Napaka gandang bagay. So, ano ba yung pinagsisihan kong budol
Oh.
para tayo?
Pinagsisihan. Wait. I definitely have one. Or I probably no longer have it because it was that bad.
I think meron akong biniling monitor arm that I was intending for the
I
ultra
remember
wide.
that.
Pero hindi niya ka pala kaya. So, that's kind of not a waste. Now, ngayon, ginagamit ko siya sa isang monitor. So, medyo hindi na siya waste. But, I think that was one. Wala man ako maalala na sobrang pinagsisihan kong binili.
I have one. I remember it. But this is not the worst. I hindi ko maalala kung ano yung worst. But this is at least recent. I bought a bike computer. Basically speedometer siya, odometer for my mountain bike. And for those who don't know, I regularly go biking. If you're in Laguna, you might actually see me in the usual biking routes. I bought it. Eto ang malupit. So I was setting it up. And the way it works kasi is that you input yung total diameter ng gulong mo. And then you set up the sensor and yung receiver. Yung parang magnet, I think that's what sends the signal. Yun yung nasa-sense ng sensor. And then, based dun sa kung gaano kadaming rotation and how fast it is, it calculates the speed and how far you've gone. And then, when I was setting it up, there was no way it would have worked. Kasi, I mean, it worked when I was testing it. Nasa kamay ko, ginaganyan ko. Oh, ang galing, lumalabas yung speed. Tontuwa ako. But when I was setting it up, apparently it has to be like super close to each other for it to detect it. And the problem is I have a mountain bike na yung gulong niya, yung rayos, yung pinaka parang kumbaga equivalent sa kotse, yung mags niya is parang pa-triangle na ganun, pataas. So when you put something there, malayo talaga siya from the fork. So kahit anong gawin ko, kahit anong lapit nung ilagay ko, hindi talaga siya nadedetect kasi it still needs to be closer. And I can't use it. I spent money on it and I'm pissed. And
benta mo na.
Tingnan natin kung kung may kasi I know just a specific type of bike or a specific type of wheel that it would work on. I just didn't foresee na it won't work for mine. I was trying to look for a replacement for it na mas malalayo yung range so I could put it on my wheels kasi yun nga, I have a pretty big bike. yung gulong niya is something one of the biggest that could fit in that specific frame and whatnot. Pero yun, that was the recent one na wala talagang pinatunguhan. Nanghinayang lang ako sa nanghinayang lang ako sa ginastos ko. And I guess the other things that I didn't mention that were good buys, I bought several shoes. Kasi nasira na yung ano ko. Nasira na yung pangarabas ko sapatos. So I had to buy a new one.
You know what? Very recently, bumili na ako ng leather shoes because for a long time I didn't need one, and then when I had to wear one, na-realize namin pagtingin ko sa ilalim ng leather shoes, butas na siya. Yung para siyang kumunat sa sobrang tagal.
Nag-crumble yung ano.
Oo, tapos sabi ko, what? I didn't even know this. Umaten pa ako ng kasal once. Ganito na ba itsura nito noon? I don't even remember. But, yun, meron akong bago. And then, katabi na naman. Super very occasional na lang yung gamit. That's why, alam mo yon, ang hirap i-justify ng purchases na sometimes na alam mong you would only use when you go out because I don't go out. Kaya nga ako, alam mo ba yung diagnosis sa akin ng doctor? Sabi sa akin, ano bang lifestyle? So, ganito, ganyan. Sabi ko, naaarawan ka ba? Ayun talaga ang tinanong sa akin ng doktor. Sobrang direct. Sabi ko, hindi po masyado. Hindi ako lumalabas kasi I work at night, I sleep in the afternoon, and during the afternoons, you really won't go out because sobrang
it's
init
hot.
sa labas. Right? So, I tend to stay indoors. Sobrang and then for a while, yung streak nitong mga few weeks talagang hindi kami nagta-travel, hindi ako lumalabas. Maybe nagpapagas ako gabi. Alam mo yun, parang even when I drive and I go to drive-thrus gabi talagang I have conscious effort to avoid the sun. Yun talaga yung pinakainit na problema. So, sabi sa akin, magpa-araw ka. Minom ka ng vitamins.
Vitamin D. Yes.
Oo, kung anong eksena sa akin. Kasi feeling daw niya, humina yung immune system ko. Kasi hindi ako na-expose sa sa labas or sa
That's
araw.
true.
Ganyan. So, yun ang sa akin. Kaya, kahit na hindi naman sore eyes season, nagka-sore eyes ako dahil sa ganong incident. Eto, sabi ko, hindi man ako lumalabas. Tapos naalala ko, lumabas nga pala kami. Nanood kami ng
Once.
ng Maverick, yung last
Top
full show
Gun,
sa
yeah.
DC. Oo, so kami dalawa ng partner ko. Malapit lang. Tapos yun, sabi ko pagka Monday, meron na akong sore eyes. Sabi ko. So ayun, the biggest investment you can do, Budol, is to yourself. So alagaan ang sarili. Magpa-araw, the cheapest way.
Yeah.
Apparently, ganun pala ka-importante yung
If you can't, there are
yung pagpa-araw.
vitamin D supplements, but that's not enough. Definitely. Bas ano pa rin ang natural sunlight. But I do have that. I take that. Nasabihan din ako ng doktor dyan.
Sabi ko parang, what? We're so freaking indoor type of people na you have to be told, magpa-araw ka. Di ba? Samantalang yung panahon na sasabihin ng mga tao na tawag dito, nung bata kay halos hindi ka pumasok sa loob ngayon. Total lifestyle change, being indoors. And because of all these gadgets surrounding me, all these things I purchase, I don't really feel the need to. But of course, balance. So, kanina, nagbasa ako sa labas. Parang medyo...
That's good.
I tried Kindle there as a test. Kulang na lang i-video ko talaga yung review eh. Oo na, siya. Kumbaga, kahit nasa direct sunlight ka, nababasa mo siya. Parang talaga siyang book.
That's nice.
So, it's effective.
Nice.
So, eventually, that's So, ayan ang ating Budol episode. Again, we'll link everything we talked about. And then some that probably we did not talk about. There's some smaller items, cables, tricks and tips that we applied. There's just so much that we probably could have listed down. And then I look around. And some of them are redundant kasi, for example, yung Mac, right? Mac Air, I liked it so much. We bought another one para naman sa partner ko for her work. But, tinry ko siyang mabudol ng iMac, yung desktop.
Oo,
iMac.
ayaw niya.
Paano yan pag nagta-travel, ikaw lang makakapag-work?
Ayan, ang justification.
Gumagana ba naman yung isa? Sabi kong ganyan. And sabi kong ganyan. Mas malaki yun mas mabigat. Sige na nga. Tsaka na nga tayo mag-desktop. But anyway, That's kind of the thing. It seems all ang tawag dito, very 'di ba materialistic,
Yeah,
'di ba? It seems
might be
all
like that.
ganyan, but these are small things, accomplishments that we feel like we deserve because of the hard work that we're doing. So
Mhm.
at least to me, that's how I put it. But obviously, I could do more with less of these. I can probably do the work with one monitor. It's just that the less friction that you have in your workflow, I think the better. But unfortunately, sometimes sa sobrang dami ko ring gamit, that's where the friction starts eh. Diba? I try to fit certain things into the workflow. For example, iPad, Mac, and iPhone. It's very hard to identify what to do or what you use for what purpose. But again, it's just the Budol. That's why it's a Budol episode. Sometimes we
Yeah.
need it, sometimes we don't. But
And
100%, are we happy? Yes. I think that's what I can say.
yeah, and what I usually say to people na kasi syempre, when sometimes when we post stuff like this, we get judged from time to time na gastos ng gastos, ganyan. But when you reach a point na you're no longer struggling, yung mga tipo na kailangan mo talagang i-save every penny just because you have nothing to eat, which I na-experience ko na yung isang lata ng sardinas babawas ka lang ng konti kasi iuulam mo pa yun mamayang tanghali at mamayang gabi. Ah, when you reach to a certain point na you can comfortably buy things, it's important to save, it's important to invest. First things first, but you always have to allow yourself to enjoy your hard work. Kasi ano yan, if
Not your
you
money if you don't spend it.
exactly. Kasi ano ka you spend you save and save and save and invest and invest and invest, you keep working. Eventually you'll run out, you'll burn out. Dadating yung time probably you're already super old. Saka mo pa lang kasi we have to remove the mindset na kung kailan nag-retire ka saka ka lang gagastos, saka ka lang mag-enjoy. No, that's wrong. You can enjoy right now but you have to enjoy responsibly. So you have to make sure na yun nga, your money, you still have to spend it on things that will make you happy. Yan
I
ang
lived off Kanto Fried Chicken, 20 pesos.
'di ba?
7 pesos isa yung leeg. Tatlong leeg, tatlong meal na yun. Sarap
Ano,
kaya nun. Yung balat,
oo, na-experience ko
yung
din yung
dadali.
nung nasa Ayala pa ako yung ay di lahat sila magsi-Starbucks, ganun kami nung tropa ko na pareho kaming galing Laguna. Punta kami sa likod sa Jolly Jeep. Mangungutang pa kami minsan dun kay ate. Sa karinderya sa Jolly Jeep doon. Tapos ang doon, minsan kanin lang yung bibilin mo, hingi ka lang ng sabaw ng adobo, ganyan.
Oo.
But yun nga, when you reach a certain point in life, in your career, you have to allow yourself to enjoy things. Kasi life is short, life is hard, and if you just keep on, restricting yourself, it's not at all good. Pero yun nga, responsibly. Always be responsible still. So don't take that as a license to just splurge every time. Mali naman yon. Yun lang ang
namin,
disclaimer.
I still, right now kasi natabi ko muna yung what's savings and investment before I spend. Ayun yung number one rule eh.
Yes.
Itatabi mo muna yon. Then everything else you could spend. It's either travel, gadgets, whatever you do. Where at a point na it's actually part of the deal, the budget that you spend, right?
Mhm.
Kumbaga, part yun ng consideration mo. That's why you work hard. That's why you do this. Para to keep you going to the next one, but also at the same time, yung kapag post, I don't post my portfolio, I don't post my whatever because
Yeah.
that's technically something you don't
That's
care. But
dangerous.
at the end of the day, baka matarget ka pa. But at the end of the day, it's just the small things that keeps us happy, and I think at the end of the day, kung masaya ka doon, di ba, it's always worth it. That's the answer. Kung masaya ka sa nabili mo, even for a short period of time, it's worth it because it made you happy. At sabi nila, money don't buy you happiness.
That's bullshit.
It does.
It does.
But diba, it's not the only source of happiness, I'd
Yes.
say. It doesn't facilitate it, but it certainly helps. It just makes everything way easy. And in our job, hindi naman madali trabaho ko. Diyos ko naman.
Nakaka-stress.
Kung alam mo lang ang stress na pinagdadaan ako sa araw-araw na ginawa ng Diyos. But, it's part of the thing and I like doing it. So, yeah, good luck to everybody. Again, links in the description. It's been a long episode. It's just a lighter one than we normally do. It's just really to share these small success that we have. And thank you, everyone, for listening. And we'll talk to you very, very soon.
All right. See you all again, guys, next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, yours.